Hello, beautiful people. Future me. Welcome to another programming workout of mine, where I will be 5 minutes typing, and then I will try to improve my coding in Spring. Alright, well, let's get into it. Bang.io. What just happened? That was weird. That was weird. Improve my typing. Okay, so JavaScript, jQuery, why not? Bam bam, start the time and let's go. Oh. Oh crap. Ah, so many typos. This, get, set, return this, push, stack. And here will be 0, that, question, okay, what is the result? 6%. Oh well. Just keep at it, keep at it, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And we are over the time, so that means we are done with this. And I'll stop this time, and we are doing Spring tutorial. Alright, so we will switch to here, and maybe I have Spring Fundamentals, Spring. I don't know. I don't even know where I did it lastly. And which I supposed to continue in. Which I supposed to continue in. Well, I'll... Okay, 2 minutes lost. I was doing the Spring Boot. That's what I remember. And so it will be somewhere in dev, and here it will be projects, study, and maybe right here. Webpack starter spring.io. This looks okay-ish. GS accessing data, JPA, initial test, complete. What is this? Is this maybe not something I want? Rust service, that might be the thing I was doing. Source, main, Java, open, recent, and I can do Spring fundamental, Spring sample, Spring, free schools. And this, I think it was, this window. Yeah, this is it. And as we can see, we need to change the background. There's no way around it. So we do that, and we say Spring. Yeah, Spring, I guess. Spring framework. Okay, from work. Something nice. Spring. Java Spring tutorial. Java Geeks. Interesting. Maybe this is the logo I'm looking for. I don't know. Yeah, visit it. Okay, I don't need you. Oh, it takes forever. Forever. This looks nice. Yeah. Save image as Spring Boot logo. Yeah, sure. And we will change that. So appearance, background image. Choose another one, and we need to choose it in here, and that will be the Spring Boot logo. Okay, here we go. 15 looks adequate. I guess might be less a little bit. Can we keep it? Oh, let's try the 15 in the first run, then we will see. And it's not really nice like this. It's really fuzzy. I don't like that. So we will change the first thing, which will be, I'll put it in the center. Okay, 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 that is much better. Okay, so here is the link. So I can click there, which is nice. And also, I think I can do, I should move this, like organize it. Or maybe I will do it afterwards. I'm already 5 minutes in. So, where I was, I created the employee repository from story so far section. So, I think this is the one. And we have story so far in here, and I said I created the employee repository. So I can search for it, right? Search, here we go. So we have that, and we can continue. So this interface extends Spring JPA's JPA repository, specifying the domain type as employee and ID as a long. Domain type as employee and the ID type long. Okay. How can I tell which one is which? Can I tell this one is ID? This interface, though empty on the surface, packs a punch given its support, creating new instances, updating existing ones, deleting, finding one all by simple or complex properties. Spring Data's repository solution makes it possible to sidestep data store specific. To sidestep what? And instead solve a majority of problems using domain-specific terminology. Okay, believe it or not, this is enough to launch an application. Spring Boot application is at minimum a public static void main entry point, and the Spring Boot application annotation distills Spring Boot to help out wherever possible. So we will create a payroll application Java if I don't have it already. And doesn't look like it. So we have building service. That's all I have. And this is horrible. So Spring building REST services with Spring. I really don't like how it parsed it. So, well, we will go here. So we created thing. I thought there were two, so here's where we are. And we created payroll, right? Somewhere. That is in here. Employee and employee repository. What is this guy? This is something which we had already. Yeah, so this is, and I just say Spring application run, and then I self payroll application. Okay, so I probably want to put it in the payroll package and try to write it. So Spring Boot application, and then it has a that, and then Spring application run, and then we put it that and arguments. Okay, so we'll create here, we will class, yes, and that was payroll application, like so. Then here we will have a public static void main method. Come on. Okay. And here we will say Spring Boot or Spring Start. And the annotation Spring Boot application. Okay, so I'll delete you for a moment. And here we'll say Spring Boot application. Yes, exactly. And here I'll say Spring Boot application. That was class lambda new, or I provide run. Yeah, it was run. It doesn't know it. Why? Spring auto configure. Oh, I see. Maybe I need import. I was hoping that it would work. It doesn't. So do that, and that was Spring application. Oh, that's Spring application, not Spring Boot application. I see. So you go by, and now we kind of fixed it. That was Spring application. Thank you. We say run. Thank you. Now we provide a class, which was the employee dot class, and then we put in the arguments like so. Okay, so that should be it, I think. Spring Boot application is meta annotation that pulls in component scanning, auto configuration, and property support. We won't dive into the details of Spring Boot in this tutorial, but in essence, we will fire up a servlet container and serve up our service. Okay, me don't understand. Okay, nevertheless, an application with no data isn't very interesting. So let's preload it. The following class will get loaded, or follow, is it called follow class? No. Following class get loaded automatically by Spring load database, and this is Lombok, and we have P in here. Everything is magic. Command line runner in a database, employee repository, return args, preloading, build begins, bagler, and the other one is Steve. Repository safe, new employee. What happens when it gets loaded? Okay, so load database we want now. Okay. So we'll create that. Load data database. Okay, and we have this. I forgot configuration. Configuration, and then the Lombok, which is SF. I don't remember. SLF. SL. Yeah. Why is it called that way? And we will have what? A bean in a database, command line runner. Um, bean, come on. Command line runner, yeah, import. This import to command line runner. And what is in a database? In database takes what? Employee repository. Employee repository. Yeah. It's not used or what? Could not auto-var. No beans of employee repository found. Really? Employee repository. Did I did something wrong? Employee repository, it just extends JPA repository. Looks okay. I don't know what's your problem. And init database. So this loads in a database, and we will say return. Okay, I'll just copy this. Bam. Bilbo Baggins. Now this one, the code not auto-var. What happens when it gets load? Well, nothing, because I have an error. Employee repository. I have to import something else, or what's the problem? What if I do Alt Enter? Edit, inspections, suppress. Oh, suppress formatted, and so on. I don't know. Oh, I'll let it be, I guess, for the moment. Is that warning or is that error? 7 minutes to go. What happens when it gets loaded? Sprint boot will run all command line runner beans once the application context is loaded, whatever that means. This runner will request a copy of the employee repository you just created. Yeah, I did, but it complains. Package payroll, it's freaking same. Employee repository. Oh, there's extends. This one is kinda. Oh, I set public in there. And they don't say public. They just say interface. So was that the problem? That shouldn't be the problem. Right, well, okay, I will save it. And then I go here and still have the same problem. I don't know. This interface extends Spring Data JPA's repository specifying the domain type as employee and the ID type as long. This interface, though empty on the surface, but yeah, that's what I read already. Now I'm here. Using it will create two entities and store them. Lombok annotation to create the SLF4J based logger factory as log, allowing us to log these newly created employees. Right click and run payroll application, and this is what you get. Will I? Okay, so let's try that. I go here and no matching beans. Okay, so that was the application, payroll application, yeah, so payroll application, and I will run it. Run. And we're supposed to get something. Hit a console, I suppose. Oh, that will take all the rest of the minutes I have, right? It's unbelievably slow. Error, couldn't find or load the main class payroll application caused by class not found. What do you mean? It's right here. Could not find or load main class payroll application. This is awesome. What if I go here and run this? Will it have the same error? Or this one is okay? Okay, this looks different. Okay, so this one works for some reason. That one doesn't. Process action blocked. Okay, that one works. Or, well, at least it does something. So, how do I stop you here? It's a red square, I guess. Let's try to move it here. Yes, move it please. Refactor everything. And I'll see if that's the problem. If now I can run it, that would be funny. So let's go. And I will close you because you're not running anymore. This one does something. And still I got the error. Okay, so I will bang my head against it for a minute. Literally. And I don't know what to do. I do not know what to do. Here is some problem. Other than that, it is the employee class. Maybe I did put in something which I shouldn't. And they were like payroll application class. Okay, so you go back and yes, move it back. Then I will go to the payroll application anyway, and I will do this payroll application. This one. I don't tell me I need to import it. What's the problem? Cannot resolve symbol. If I copy it, paste it here. Maybe I had a typo. They have a typo. Payroll application. Oh, I have different name. I see. So I will correct it. Factor. Cool. And now I will try to run it. Maybe that was the that was the problem. And what did it say previously? Could not find building rest services. Spring payroll application. We are over the time, but I'm curious. At least I want to see how this went. Error. Could not find. Okay, so I'll write it to the MD file. Progress. Okay, progress. Latest thing done. So latest thing done is creation of no of payroll application. Oh crap. Copy. Sorry for bad. I was not able to run the application for some reason. Running was doing something which appeared like run without problems to me. Okay. And commit and push. Oh, I don't have a Git at all. That's interesting. Well, anyway, we are over the time limit, which means we are done. That is better than perfect, and I will see you next time. Bye.